Hey you guys, it's me, Dr. Samina Rahman, Gynogirl. Today I want to do a quick little video with my reaction to a new product that's come out in the feminine hygiene industry. A lot of my colleagues and friends have already reacted to this, and I wanted to give my 2 cents as well to talk about the new product that Vagisil launched, as well as a short discussion on menstrual shaming and shaming around reproductive health. So let's get at it. So what we know is that a lot of these products can lead to, a change in the pH of the vagina and the bacteria in the vagina that can lead to bacterial vaginosis, can lead to urinary tract infections, and these dermatologic conditions that I've discussed already. And you may have already seen discussions by like Dr. Jen Gunter or Mama Dr. Jones around, this new product from Vagisil, or just, with the feminine hygiene industry in general. Like I said, it's over a $20 billion industry. So it already works against women, but now it's targeting teens. And so one of the issues we all have in it is that it's predatory, because now we have these young, vulnerable girls who are just kind of, uncomfortable in their own body, menstruating for the first time. All these issues are occurring at once, and they see this, advertisement about how their vagina should smell and, what they should do for their vulva. And they go for it, and then they cause problems, and then, ultimately, we see them in the office. Or we should see them in the office. My second point is, if you do have these issues around, vaginal discharge, abnormal discharge, increasing discharge, itching, burning, foul-smelling odor, these are reasons you should get seen by a healthcare provider, by your gynecologist, somebody that can diagnose and treat your condition, because those things are not normal, and you should not be using these wipes to help eliminate an odor that may be due to something else or may not even be significant. The vagina in general, we recommend warm water only to clean it. It's a self-cleaning organ. It can do it on its own. People are making money off the fact that, women should clean themselves in certain ways. It's my first issue. So I totally agree with them. And I come at it from a different perspective too, because I'm a woman of color, I'm a daughter of immigrants, where we have in many of our cultures, and it's prevalent here in America too, where we don't discuss these issues out loud with our daughters, with our children, with the boys too. I mean, they need to know, that they shouldn't make fun of girls either. So, so we have this issue around shame with vulvar vaginal health, but not only that, with menstruation. Menstruation is a normal process, and we need to normalize it. But in a lot of cultures, a lot of religions, it's considered a dirty situation where women should not come close to anyone. Some societies still have menstrual huts where women go when they're menstruating, and even in cold conditions, there have been women that have died in those huts because of some fires related to trying to keep themselves warm. There are, the UNICEF has actually said that at over 90% of girls in the Indian subcontinent at some point have missed 1 or 2 days of school around menstrual shaming, because they either don't have access to like hygiene products or sanitation napkins, or just the shame around menstruation. And over 70% of those don't go to school because of pain. So obviously we need to normalize menstruation and know what is normal and abnormal, and if there's menstrual pain, you need to talk to someone about that. But there are these issues around menstrual shaming that occur across the world, and so this is something that has been endemic because of like long-standing centuries of patriarchy that has always correlated menstruation with crazy moods or dirtiness or whatever. Religiously too, we need to have this discussion. I'm Muslim, I grew up Muslim. Menstruation was always sort of this hush-hush thing that we didn't discuss. There was a lot of shame associated with it. When you were fat, we know that we're exempt from fasting and prayer because of menstruation, and so at these times, there's always like some shame associated with even telling people that you're not fasting because you're period. And so, you know, a lot of girls in this community will fake fast so that they don't have to discuss it. But we should normalize the fact that menstruation is normal. Okay, you know, women get a bye during that period of time. And so, you know, it's okay to say that to people without, you know, all this like shame and stigma around, you know, oh my God, she just said that she was menstruating. And so I think as a society and as a culture, if we sort of normalize this a little more, know what is normal with vulvovaginal health and menstruation, what is abnormal, then women won't develop all these insecurities. And, you know, hopefully this market won't be, you know, this huge market where women are spending billions of dollars to make themselves into something they shouldn't. And that might harm them actually in the long run. And so at the end of the day, I want to say that I stand with, you know, my fellow gynecologists that have spoken out against this predatory marketing toward teenage girls. I also want to say that, you know, I support organizations that are out there educating girls and women on menstruation and vulvovaginal health. And I support organizations that will continue to bring awareness to this so that around the world, you know, in places like the Indian subcontinent, Pakistan, you know, where my family originates from, there's a lot of issues around sanitation. Over 60 million people don't even have toilets. They don't have access to pads. I mean, and you know, there's been great documentaries about this, movies about it, Pad Man, period, end of sentence. Some of these things to build awareness, and I'm all for it. And the more aware we become about how normal menstruation is, and you know, even giving women access to the products that they need, the actual products that they need. It's a big problem in America too, where you have a lot of underserved communities. They can't access medical care. They don't have money for tampons. There's an additional tax that's placed on tampons and pads that's not on any other sort of medically indicated products that make it more expensive for girls to even get, you know, the tampons and the pads that they need. So, you know, there are organizations out there that will give tampons and pads to schools so that girls have this, because there's a lot of shame associated with that too. And so we have a lot of problems in a lot of ways, and the first step is education. I educate my patients about this topic. I educate my followers, and I have 2 daughters, and I'll be damned if I don't educate them as well. I don't want them growing up feeling shameful of what's happening to their bodies. I don't want them growing up to feel shameful or to think that they need to smell like creamsicles. That's not, you know, what I want, and it's dangerous for them. So at the end of the day, I think that, you know, we as a community of OBGYNs, as moms, as dads, and as educators, it's incumbent upon us to educate our girls and boys around reproductive health, to normalize things that are normal, and to stop shaming girls and women about their vulvovaginal health and about menstruation. It prevents girls from going to school sometimes. It hinders their educational process. You know, it's just monetarily, some people can't afford, you know, the Thinx underwear, or, you know, the pads and the tampons and the Diva cups. So we have to make some of these more accessible for the girls and women that need them. I mean, there's issues in prisons with women who don't have access to sanitation products. So this problem about the shame around your vulva and vagina really is deep-seated in years and years and centuries of patriarchy around women's bodies, around vaginal health, around vulvar health, around reproductive health, and around menstruation. And so the more that, you know, a lot of us are out there educating girls, women, about what's normal and abnormal about their health, that's number 1. Number 2 is continue to educate girls and boys about it, and to support these organizations. And that's what I really wanted to say today. And I wanted to make sure I got this message out in support of all the other OBGYNs that have spoken out against it, and organizations that are working so hard to destigmatize normal things happening to women and girls with regards to their menstruation, their reproductive health, and their vulvovaginal health. All right, so that's a lot of information. That's a lot of discussion. Please like, comment, and please subscribe to my channel. And I hope you guys have a great day, and see you next time. Bye now.